the infinity of the breaths of wind, one with all. A dream catcher turns in the gentle wind. A leaf, already yellow, falls from the tree, drifts into the arms of an evergreen bush, which tenderly holds it for a while, until another breath of the wind gently carries it to the earth, where it becomes one with everything again. Imagine yourself as an observer. You see the shadow play on the moss-green earth, in the trees the smiling rays of the sun, a wonderful sand of humus and new life, of resin, flowers, butterflies, yellow and red, of all colors, tumble over fragile flower creatures. Beetles crawl busily and do their duty. A deer looks shyly through the thicket of branches. The air is filled with the melody of the birds, gentle and soft, but their song is cheerful. And see, this feeling that you are one with all these things, that you are cordially part of it, it cannot be denied. Now, just imagine, just for your own enjoyment, that you were the cause of all this hustle and bustle. You would be the wind that makes the dream catcher turn with ease, that guides the leaf to its final rest. Imagine that you also created the sun, with it all the rays of light and the shadows. Imagine that all the magnificent flowers, visited by wonderful fragile butterfly figures, came from your mental pen. You were the creator of all this life, this happy goings on. See yourself as the absolute center of this creation, which you grasp with all your senses and thoughts. The deer, the beetle, they are your creatures, your creations. Every blade of grass only moves because you created it that way. Now, look around further. Step out of the forest. You may see buildings, factories. You know, there are cities there, full of people, cars, trains, ships. There is an economic system called capitalism. There are wars, famines, diseases. Now, just imagine, just for your own enjoyment, that you were the cause of all this hustle and bustle. The people you meet laugh, dance, scream, cry, live, die. They fight really great dramas with one another. Brilliant storytelling. And caught in the dynamics of the live drama, they rush through the time. You invented. Quite a few are the main actors in your script. Now, just imagine, just for your own enjoyment, that you were the cause of all this hustle and bustle. Now, stop. Take a deep breath. Hear the truth. It is that you are the creator of all these things. You are the only cause. You are the sleeping, the dreaming God. All glory is yours, if you only would. It's about your free will, which you offered yourself as the greatest gift. Why are you God? The matter is logical and simple, like everything that concerns creation, absolute love. Creation is absolute love because, as absolute, it is the only concept that does without opposites, without limits, without restrictions. As it does not actually exist, but it is everything. So, if absolute love, the creation, creates its children, its Son of Man, what would it, could it do then to pass on absolute love? All that she has in love, and she's absolute, to her Son. This clearly means that we are absolute love, but in our free will, which also comes from love, we deny ourselves this exceedingly holy truth. Now consider what this insight means for you. Look at the world you made. Doesn't it just seem like a kind creation? Why, you will ask yourself, do I create when I am the creator who is God? So much shit. Now, understand further, blessed child, that everything, every situation in which you find yourself in your dream is shaped by love, by yourself, in order to lead you on the way to knowledge, against the will of the dualistic life dynamics. Every situation you find yourself in is because it happens out of love, out of you, who you are love. Absolutely. Everything. There is no other way to recognize this, namely that everything is, absolutely everything is love. That is the way of life on which so many despair. The mere thought that they are responsible for their life makes them back down, makes them flee into the arms of consumption, the idols of society. It is actually the case that they are blind and can only hesitantly experience knowledge and love, because the dynamic of dualism is of undreamt size, like a gigantic vortex. But regardless of what people dream, the reality of love exists, and it reaches each of us, no matter how deeply entangled we are in the demons of the forces of social thoughts. Love knows no time, but it uses the concept of time to help us find our way back to oneness with our Father. And so, what a surprisingly tender thought, each of us is destined to recognize the truths about ourselves as a loving God with astonishment. Now, finally understand, there is no outside. Everything is you. There are no forces outside, just as little as an outside itself that would determine what you have to do in your life. You are the maker. You are the writer, the screenwriter, the leading actor. It's your dream. Make it a lucid dream. That is your destiny. This is your way, the way to yourself, who you are the only cause.